It's official. I will never stop talking about this movie. It will haunt me for the rest of my days. What's up, everybody? My name is RaisorBlade, and welcome to a brand new series that I like to call How Would I Fix? A brand new series where I take a look at a movie, take a look at all the problems it has, and fix it, so to speak. Hence the name of the series. Okay, so this is a brand new series I want to kind of try out to experiment and add something to the channel. Basically, this is going to be like the exact opposite of my RaisorBlade review series. So with my RaisorBlade review series, I am very harsh, I am critical, I am mean. With this new series, though, I want to be something different. I want to be the exact opposite. I want to be upbeat, I want to be optimistic, and I want to be constructive. No matter what movie I'm talking about on this series, no matter how good or bad it is, whether it be something pitch perfect, like something like, say, Iron Giant, in which case, I would take a look at it and try to tweak it up a little bit just to make it even better, as opposed to movies like, say, Norm of the North, where I would try to do whatever I can to try and make that a better movie, if that's even possible. So that's the whole point of the series. Basically, I take a look at a movie, I rewrite it personally, so where I take a look at a movie and try to change it into something I think would work better. Now, regardless of the movie I'm talking about, keep in mind, guys, this is just my opinion. This isn't me saying, as a matter of fact, I know this will make the movie better. This is just my opinion from the start. So it's actually up to you guys whether or not I actually make a movie end up being better or worse. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I can make the Iron Giant better. At the same time, I can make Norm of the North even worse. If that's even possible. Again, it's up to you guys. So, what series should I start with on this brand new series? Big Hero 6. Because why not? Okay, so if you've been on my channel long enough, you probably know my feelings towards Big Hero 6 at this point. I think it's massively overrated. I think it's very bland, very mediocre, just not a good movie overall. I don't think it's awful. I don't hate it, but it's one of those movies that, yeah, if you say you don't like it, people are going to give you a weird look, saying, what? You didn't like Big Hero 6? It has like an 88% on Tomatoes. It won an Oscar. It has a TV show. Yeah, and the Oscars are rigged, and the TV show is terrible. So there's also that. But, okay, enough about that. I've already burnt that bridge. Basically, with this new series, I'm going to take a look at Big Hero 6 with a different perspective. Instead of saying it sucks, and you should believe me, I'm going to give you guys good reasons to why I think it could have been better. Again, the whole point of this new series is to be upbeat and optimistic. So I'm not going to just shit all over the movie and say it's terrible. Instead, I'm going to point out why this particular thing didn't work, and actually try to add on to it. Maybe flesh out the characters, maybe give more to the world building, say why this certain animated sequence didn't really work or anything like that. Basically, yeah, it's going to be, it depends entirely on the movie I'm talking about, so to speak. So that's basically going to be this whole new series, and I figured Big Hero 6 would be a good place to start. And I also want to keep in mind that this series is going to be a little bit different than my RaisorBlade review series. With this new series, there isn't going to be as much footage used from movies. Again, I kind of want this to be a lot like Masako X's What If series, where he just kind of sits in front of a camera and talks about what he's reviewing. Don't get me wrong, there's still going to be footage from the movie used, but usually it's just going to be put in a little square box or something like that, and only when I really need to use it to illustrate my point, basically to help with copyright and stuff like that. So, with that being said, let's take a look at how it would fix Big Hero 6. It's funny, I just reviewed a Dr. Seuss movie, and now I'm starting to sound like him. I rhymed! So my version of Big Hero 6 would start off in the same exact way the original movie did. We start off in a place called San Francisco, and we meet our main character, Hiro Hamada, a young, very intelligent, gifted young child who's using his gift to basically gamble and trick gangsters out of their money and everything, because, hey, what normal 14-year-old wouldn't do that? Okay, so for the first 2 or 3 minutes, this would go virtually unchanged. Virtually, almost. There is one change, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, we cut basically to the part where basically Yama and his goons, who, by the way, Yama will be less Asian-ish, so to speak. I mean, I get this is San Francisco, but that guy was like the only stereotypical Asian guy in the entire movie, and the TV show, by the way, so we're going to dial that back a bit, basically make him less stereotypical. Anyway, so Yama and his boys are about to beat up Hiro, when Tadashi would come out of nowhere and save him like in the movie. But here's where the first big change comes in. So basically, instead of talking about graduating at age 13, because that really matters right then and there on the spot, instead it's more of just Tadashi going, "What were you thinking, knucklehead?" Basically ripping into him even more. Another big change that I would have is that Hiro and Tadashi don't get caught by the police. Instead, they just escape Yama's boys, and they get out of there basically scot-free. until they make it home and Aunt Cass is waiting for them. Yeah, I wasn't going to have them get away with it 100%. Yeah, Aunt Cass was worried sick, she was awake, and she is ready to go all in on these two. Hero! Psh, psh, what were you thinking? Psh, psh, just like grabs like a rolling pin and beats him with it. Okay, no, she wouldn't do that, but basically you get my point. She would rip him a new one. And she would also go off on Tadashi too. And you! Sneaking off like that! What were you thinking? Psh, psh, psh. Gives him an extra whack because he's older. Okay, no, she wouldn't do that, but you know what I mean. Basically, she would be upset, she would be furious, and instead of more exposition involving her raising the kids and everything, because, you know, we get it, they're living with their aunt, we get it. Instead, she would act more like an actual guardian figure and actually be genuinely upset and worried. Basically, grounding Hiro and grounding Tadashi, but to be fair, Tadashi's like in his 20s, she can't really do that anymore, so yeah, there's that. So we then cut to the scene where Hiro and Tadashi go upstairs, and Tadashi sees that Hiro is planning to go to another bot fight, you know, despite almost getting his ass kicked earlier. But instead of talking about the parents and everything like that, yeah, there was a lot of exposition in this scene, so yeah, we're cutting all of the exposition now because we don't need it. Instead, Tadashi would basically go, unbelievable. It's like you're on a mission to kill yourself tonight. Hey, I'm not on a mission to kill myself. I'm on a mission to win. And then Tadashi would go, and that is a mission you will always lose at, brother. So like in the original movie, Tadashi would take Hiro to the bot fights, but have to stop at the college first to get some things. Here where we actually get to meet all of the side characters, which was basically one of my biggest issues with the original movie to begin with. All of the side characters were so flat, one-dimensional, and arguably didn't even have a point to the overall film overall. So in my opinion, this is a good opportunity to take those characters and flesh them out. Actually give them some relevance to the movie, so to speak. So we'll go in order from when they're introduced in the film. So we'll start off with Go Go, who actually was already introduced. Yeah, she's not even here right now. In fact, this is not how we meet her. So remember earlier when I said that for the first 2 or 3 minutes, it's virtually the same? Yeah, there is one major difference. This random girl that fights against Yama, yeah, it's not a random girl. It's Go Go. Yep, Go Go takes part in the bot fights in this scenario. But why would she do that, RaisorBlade? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, does it? Well, we're going to rewrite the characters a bit here in this story, starting with Go Go. In this version of Big Hero 6, Go Go does not attend SFIT just yet, but she wants to. SFIT is her dream school, and she really wants to go. But the problem is, even though she has the intelligence to do it, she doesn't have the money to do it. Yeah, having the money to actually afford college and pay off student loans is actually going to be a thing in this universe. So yeah, Go Go is trying her best to earn the money, but sadly, she can't do it. So in this story, instead of Hiro going up against Yama and tricking Yama, Hiro tricks Go Go. And Go Go bet quite a pretty penny on her bot winning, and for her to lose to a 14-year-old kid, just a punk kid? Oh, you can tell that rubbed her off the wrong way. She was ready for some payback. So that will come back later. So basically, Yama would see that Hiro was a bit of a trickster, and he wouldn't support that kind of thing in his games, period. So even though it wasn't him personally that got tricked by Hiro, he still wouldn't condone it and would still try to beat him up, maybe even rob him, so to speak. So anyway, back to it. So in this story, Go Go is not an SFIT. She is currently just some street fighting bot fighter, so to speak, in the story. As for the rest of the characters, yeah, they're all here. Wasabi and Honey Lemon would play out virtually the same in the original story, but then we get Fred. So instead of Fred just popping in out of nowhere with his mascot costume on, Tadashi would notice in the hallway there's some laughing going on. He would look over and notice the football team is laughing quite hard. And he would immediately kind of understand, oh no, what's going down. So while Hiro's talking to Honey Lemon and Wasabi, Tadashi would kind of sneak off, but Hiro, of course, isn't an idiot. He would notice that. Tadashi would go outside, and what a shock, the jocks in the football team are picking on Fred. Now, of course, this would just be nothing more than a little bit of some playful shoving. It would never go anywhere too far. So, of course, Tadashi would see this, and of course, he would get upset because these guys are picking on his friend. So, of course, this is when Tadashi would kind of come in and say, guys, hey, I've been looking everywhere for you guys. You know, I just heard that the coach is talking to the principal. Apparently, they're going to set up ballet classes in the gym. Don't you guys play basketball in the gym? And of course, the entire team would be like, what? No way! And they would hightail it out of there. And I think this would be a really cool way to illustrate the connection between Tadashi and his friends. See, they're kind of the nerd group of the college. Basically, they don't really have many friends, but Tadashi is sort of like their noble protector, so to speak. Basically, Honey Lemon, Wasabi, Fred especially, they would all get kind of picked on and bullied back in high school and stuff like that. Or hell, maybe even back in elementary school or middle school. These four know each other very well and have basically grown up together here in San Francisco. So they've been friends for a very long time, and that's kind of their connection, so to speak. Apparently, Honey Lemon, Wasabi, and Fred would all be bullied, and Tadashi would always come in and kind of save the day, so to speak. Kind of be a hero, so to speak. You know? I mean, after all, someone has to help. So again, it's nothing super amazing, but it's a start. A start of establishing a connection between Tadashi and the rest of the team. Save for Go Go, of course, but we'll get to that later, I promise. Go Go will have a connection to Tadashi. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? So we then cut to the scene where Tadashi introduces Hiro to Baymax, and that scene plays out virtually the same. We meet Professor Callahan. Hiro is convinced he wants to go to the school. There is one major difference, though. In this scene, after talking to Callahan, Hiro and Tadashi would kind of talk about the competition, so to speak, where, you know, if he wins the competition, he gets free scholarship to the college, which, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird in real life, but I don't know. Maybe that's a real thing, or I don't know how that works. But basically, in this world's universe, there's a competition, and if you win, you get free scholarship into the college. Go-Go is watching Hiro. I mean, not as like a stalker, but more as just a vengeful, angry loser that can't get over the fact that she lost. She lost a lot of money to Hiro, and she wants to get it back, even though Hiro didn't bring the money with him, but wasn't going to stop her from trying, at least. And she would actually overhear the competition, and this would brighten up her day. This would make it all okay. Her chance to get into her dream school. Oh my god, forget robbing this kid. I gotta get to work. So, of course, Go Go would run off to get her own invention started. And, of course, like in the movie, Hiro and Tadashi would get work on the microbots. So we then cut to the part of the movie where there's the montage where Hiro is making the microbots and it's all fast forward for some reason. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Instead, we actually do get to see Honey Lemon, Tadashi, Wasabi, and Fred all working together to help Hiro with the microbots. We get more connection with the character, we get some nice jokes in there. We actually get to see these 5 characters connecting with each other, and meanwhile, during this montage, we keep cutting back to Go Go, who was doing her own thing all by herself. This would make a very nice comparison shot with Hiro, who has a nice support group, who has friends, who has family. And meanwhile, the garage would be very colorful, very bright, compared to Go Go's work environment, which is very dark and brownish gray with a bunch of like old rusted equipment everywhere. But she's working on her invention. And what would that invention be? It would be a bike. A bright yellow bike. A bright shining yellow bike that would just shine in this dark room of rust and orange and brown, which I think would be really visually pleasing. So while Hiro's got this support group going on with his friends, Go Go has her own little thing going on that's much darker and bleaker. But it's her optimism and her hope of getting into her dream school that keeps pushing her forward. Despite her bleak environment, she's got a dream and she's fighting for it. And Hiro, he's also fighting for it. He's ready to get it on too. Both of these characters are climbing up the ranks and ready to make something different with themselves. No more scrounging in the dirt, no more bot fights. They're ready to make something with their lives. So we then cut to the day of the competition where it's finally here. Everyone's cheering Hiro on. He's ready, but he's a little nervous. And here's where Hiro actually meets Go Go again for the first time. And Go Go will be all, hey, remember me? And Hiro will be kind of nervous because he goes, oh, hey, I remember you. I beat you. And Go Go will go, yeah, you beat me. That's not going to happen today, though. Just you wait. So yeah, of course Go Go would kind of be a bit of an intimidating bully, so to speak. She wouldn't like shove him or anything because, you know, all of his friends are right there. But she would kind of give him a snarl look going, you better watch yourself, boy. I'm watching you. And of course, that would kind of rock Hiro to his core. He would get that look and be immediately terrified. That's just the kind of girl Go Go is. So we then get to the part where Hiro is on stage showing off the microbots to everybody. And of course, everybody is blown away by it. Even Go Go would have to look at the machines and go, okay, I'll give him that. That's actually very cool. So, of course, the demonstration goes off without a hitch. Everybody loves the microbots. And Aleister Crowley would come in and offer to buy the microbots. But in this scene, it actually plays up a little differently. This scene kind of irked me because in the original movie, this scene kind of gave it right away to those who pay attention that Callahan was going to be the twist villain in the movie. But in this movie, Callahan would not come up to Hiro at all. He's busy talking to the other judges. Callahan would kind of look over his shoulder, so to speak, like this, and he would notice Cray talking to Hiro, and he would give this kind of angry look, like the looks that he's ready to kill somebody. Now, Hiro wouldn't notice this, but Tadashi would. Tadashi would notice that look that Callahan was giving Cray and Hiro both, and it would be Tadashi that convinces Hiro not to sell to Cray. I think this would help illustrate the relationship between Tadashi and Hiro just a little bit more. So, like in the movie, Hiro rejects Cray calls him an idiot for not buying, and Callahan kind of walks off with a bit of a smug look and says, "I'll see you in class." And of course, Hiro and his friends are all celebrating. It's like, yeah, Hiro made it in school! So Hiro is now officially an S-Fit student. But instead of just walking over there for some reason to catch up, so to speak, instead, Hiro would actually want to bring one of the microbots along with him as a souvenir because, yeah, why wouldn't he want to remember this night? It's a very big night for him. So, of course, he would run back in real quick to S-Fit. He would run in there real quick, be like, "Guys, I'll be right back. It won't take 10 seconds. He runs in there, he grabs a microbot, sees it kind of start fidgeting a little bit, and then it happens. An explosion. Boom! Suddenly, the whole place is on fire. Everyone's panicking. Everyone's freaking out. And Hiro's right there caught in the middle of it. He's stuck. He's trapped. He has no idea what to do. Everyone's just kind of freaking out. The building's falling apart, and including a giant scaffolding that falls and crushes Go-Go's project. That project she worked so hard on. Her project that was her way into getting into her dream school. That was her only shot. It's gone. Completely crushed. She's crushed. She's devastated. She doesn't even know what to do right now. She is so lost. She's angry. She's upset. She's crying. She doesn't know what to think. She's just all around confused and shocked out of her mind. But of course, reality snaps right back into her, and she notices Hiro is kind of wandering around. Now, despite her feelings towards Hiro, I don't think Go-Go would kind of just abandon him. I really think Go-Go would actually still try to help him. So Go-Go would grab Hiro's hand and say, "Come on, we gotta get out of here." But they're trapped in the fire. They have nowhere to go. There's nothing for them there's virtually nothing they can do. But then Tadashi would show up. I'm using that plot point where it's Tadashi that saves Hiro, as opposed to him going in there trying to save some random teacher we barely knew. So Tadashi would run in there, see Hiro and Go-Go, and using the fire extinguisher would actually be able to clear a path and get them out of there. Because that's his brother. Why wouldn't Tadashi go in there to save his brother? Yeah, Go-Go and Hiro were both saved by Tadashi. Now Go-Go has a connection to Tadashi. It's not an amazing one, but it's something. So Tadashi would successfully get Go-Go and Hiro out of the building, but like in the original movie, Callahan's still in there, and someone has to help. So, like in the original movie, Callahan's still in there, and Tadashi has to run in there because someone has to help. And the only thing Hiro can do is watch as the building explodes one more time and collapses, basically crushing everything inside, including his brother. So yes, his brother still dies in the story, obviously. That kind of has to happen. But instead of just Callahan, this time two people's lives actually were affected by Tadashi's actions. In this version, Hiro was saved by his brother, because that's his brother, and Go-Go got saved by Tadashi, a random stranger she never met. The older brother to this punk kid who robbed her the other night, who basically ruined all of her chances and everything like that. Like, that was this kid's brother? Like, seriously? What the hell? Because Go-Go has never met a guy like that before, ever. Someone who was willing to sacrifice so much for someone else, especially someone that they never knew. Like, Go-Go didn't know Tadashi, and yet Tadashi still risked everything to save her. That blows her mind. She had never seen anything like that before. It completely blew her away. And the fact that this punk kid was that guy's brother? It's like, what? This punk kid who gambles, who stole all my money, is related to that noble hero? I don't believe it. I cannot believe it. It absolutely dumbfounds her. She cannot believe it at all. So, like in the original movie, there's a funeral. Both Callahan is believed to be dead, and Tadashi is confirmed dead. Now, like in the movie, I do like to think that Go-Go would actually attend the funeral and stuff like that, like, because, that makes sense for her to do. And like in the original movie, Hiro would be depressed, he would be sad, he wouldn't know what to do, because this was one of the best parts of the original movie. The way it depicted depression and grief and everything, that was genuinely very well done. So, for the most part, this is all going to play out virtually the same as in the original movie. So, that is where we're going to leave things off here for this new series. So yeah, sorry, I can't do the whole movie in just one take, guys. I want to know what you guys think on this new series. Do you guys think this new series would be a genuinely very cool thing to do, or do you think I should just kind of forget about it and move on and stick to the RaisorBlade review series? I want to know what you all think in the comments below. Let me know what you think about these changes. Do you think it would actually make the movie better? Do you think it would make the movie worse? I want to know what you guys think. So let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I guess I'll see you guys in part 2 if you guys really want it. So stay awesome, guys. Rock on.